Welcome to qnawire.
I would write this in an augmented matrix. So we've got the coefficients 2x, -1y, 3z equals 24. Second equation is 0x plus 2y minus 1z equals 14. And third equation, 7x minus 5y plus 0z equals 6. Now we can do row operations. That's the Gauss-Jordan elimination method, until we get the 3x3 identity matrix on the left, which is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So we can start this by taking half of row 1, and we get 1, -1 half, 3 halves, 12. We already have a 0 below it. We want a 0 below in row 3. So to do that, we could take row 3 and subtract 7 times row 1. So we have 7 minus 7, -5 minus 7 times, let's see, that would be -5 minus 7 times -1 half. And so we would get -3 halves. And then we'd have 0 minus 7 times 3 halves. And we would get a -21 halves. And finally, we would have 6 minus 7 times 12. And that is -78. Now we need a 1 in row 2. For that, we could just take half of row 2 to get 0, 1, -1 half, 7. Now we'll want to get a 0 in the in row 1, column 2, and row 3, column 2. So let's go with row 1 first. If we take row 1 and add half of row 2 to it, we'll get a new row 1 of 1. -1 half plus 1 half is 0. 3 halves plus -1/4 is 5/4. And we'll get 12 plus half of 7, which would be, as a fraction, 31 halves. Now let's get a 0 in row 3, column 2 by taking row 3 and adding 3 halves of row 1. So we'll get -3 halves plus 3 halves, which would be 0. Then we'll get negative 21 halves plus 3. I meant 3 halves of row 2. Sorry about that. Negative 21 halves plus 3 halves times negative 1 half, or negative 3/4. So negative 21 halves plus a negative 3/4. And that is negative 45/4. And then we have negative 78 plus 3 halves of 7. And that would be negative 135 over 2. Okay, now we can get a 1 in row 3 by taking negative 4/45 of row 3. And so negative 4/45 times negative 135 halves is 6. And now we just need zeros in rows 1 and 2, column 3. So let's go with row 1. We can get a 0 if we take row 1 and subtract 5/4 of row 3. So you would get 1, 0, 5/4 minus 5/4, which is 0. And so we'd have 31 halves minus 5/4 of 6, which is 8. And one more step. We need a 0 in row 2, column 3. To do that, we can take row 2 and add half of row 3 to it. So we'll get a row 2 of 0, 1, negative 1 half plus 1 half is 0. 7 plus half of 6 would be 7 plus 3, or 10. And so this would mean for the solution that x is equal to 8, y is equal to 10, and z is equal to 6. Or you can just say 8, 10, 6.